In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips you can use against a southpaw fighter while using the peekaboo boxing style. Let's begin. The first tip I want to do is foot placement. I want to keep my lead foot on the outside of his lead foot. So when he's in a southpaw boxing stance, we're going to be fighting for real estate, fighting for that outside foot position. I want to be able to create a better angle from my jab. So if I say, when our feet are directly in line with each other, it's kind of hard to hit with the jab. So I want to fight and get my foot to that outside position. Because if I step on the inside, I'm in direct alignment of his straight left hand, his power hand. So I want to try to keep my foot to the outside, which actually makes my jab have a better angle. And I keep away from his power hand. The second tip against a southpaw I want to do using the peekaboo boxing style is use my head movement and my footwork in conjunction to get close to my opponent. Because the closer I get to my opponent, it takes away the advantage he usually has as a southpaw. Okay, because when I'm on the outside, it's a weird angle going against a southpaw. And it could be weird for him too. But in reality, southpaws are normally used to going against right-handed fighters, where the right-handed fighter, there ain't that many southpaws in the gym normally. So they don't get the experience of going against a southpaw. So tip number 1 is to get my foot to the outside. Then I want to use my head movement and my footwork to get close to my opponent to take away the southpaw advantage. So to give you an example, I get my foot out, I want to use my head movement to get in close. And honestly, he's going to be moving, he's going to be using his footwork. Easier said than done, I get it. But I want to use my head movement to get close. Why am I moving my head? Why don't I just get close? Because if I just walk straight in with my head up, I'm going to get hit by his counter punches. So on the outside, I'm getting my foot out, I'm using my jab, but I'm working my way in with my head movement to get close. Now, once I get close to my opponent, I want to let my hands go. All right, I want to punch in combination. Okay, so let's say, give an example, I get my foot out, I'm working that outside position, I use my jab and my head movement to get close to my opponent, then I unload my combinations on the inside. That is tip number 2. So the third tip I want you to work on against southpaws is setting up the right hand. So when I'm facing my opponent, remember, I'm always trying to get my foot to the outside. Remember, you don't have to get way over here. I just want to have my foot to the outside where it cuts that angle. Better alignment for my jab, and also I keep away from his power hand. So you hear all the time that against the southpaw, you got to throw a lot of right hands, okay, which is very true. I want to get my right hand going, either by throwing some straight leads, right, or out of my head movement, off the jab, a double jab, right hand. I want to get that right hand going to the head and body, okay? But the most important part is I need to follow it up with the left hand. So tip number 3 is when you throw the right hand against the southpaw, follow it up with the left. Either it could be a hook or a jab, body hook, doesn't matter. Normally the jab is one of the best ones to throw. So when I'm here, my opponent, when I throw that right hand to the head, I want to come back with the left to the head. Okay? Or if I throw that right hand, come back with the left hook. Or the number 5 to the liver. Okay? Same thing if I go to the body. If I drop down, throw that right hand to the body, I want to come up to the head. Okay? Normally, a southpaw, they like to lean a little bit. Okay? They like to lean a little bit here because they want to stay out of that alignment of your right hand. So that's why when I go down and come up, the left hook is normally not there. So I'll come up with that power jab to the head. So that's 3 tips you can use against a southpaw. If you guys learned something from this video, please hit the like button. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel.